Now in this lesson we are going to discuss the alphabets and their positions. If you see Be and there is a word Baba, normally we use it for father, and if I write Baba in Urdu, so it will be like this, Baba. This part of Ba, where we are using Be, is quite different than the original shape of Be. This is the point that we have to understand, that when we are using alphabets in any word, so how many positions these alphabets can take. Normally, if we are talking about Be, Be has 3 different positions. Besides the independent position of Be, it comes in 3 different positions. One is initial or ibtidai. Initial position is for Be is like this, and there is small connector. This small line shows that if this Be has connection after this particular shape. After Be there is another letter that will be connected here. Then there is a middle position. This medial position is like this, and since this is in the middle, so it has the connection in the previous letter and the following letter. So when Be will come in the middle, so it has the connector on both sides. Likewise, the final position, so final position of Be is similar to the independent position, but here we have the connector in the beginning. So Be has 3 different positions: Be at the initial position, Be in the middle position, and Be in the final position. In this lesson, our objective is to understand how different alphabets taking different positions. Besides this, there are certain alphabets we can divide them in 2 blocks. One block is about those alphabets which can be used as connectors, mean they are taking the different positions, and there are certain letters, they are known as non-connectors, and they do not take the medial positions or the initial position sometimes. Let's go one by one and see how many positions any alphabet can take. First of all, we start with Alif. Alif, this is the independent position of Alif, and there is no initial position for Alif. There is no medial position for Alif, and there is final position for Alif, as you can see in case of Baba. So Alif is used in the final position only, and it has the connector at this place. Alif Madda A. So same is true for the Alif Madda A. If we have already seen the Be, the next letter would be Pe. So Pe has similar 3 positions. Pe is a connector, so Pe at the initial, Pe in the middle, medial position, and it has the connector in the beginning and at the end, and Pe at the final position. Same is true for Te, Te, and Se. Sometimes this initial position Be like this for Te, te. So it is like this, te. So you may find the initial position written in this format or in this format. And for middle, and also you can see sometimes it is written like this. It shows. And final position is of the te. For Jim and is also a connector. Jim, this is the independent position. This is the initial position of Jim, and this is the connector here. In the medial position, we have Jim like this, and one connector is here in the beginning and one connector at the end. And in the final position, G and connector in the beginning. Same is true for che, he and he. So these are the connectors. So far as dal, zal, re, ade, ze and se is concerned, they are non-connectors and they have only the independent positions and the final position. Like dal, there is no initial position, there is no medial position, final position like this. It has a connector here in the beginning. Similarly, let's see dal, no initial position, no medial, and this is the final position of dal. Same is true for zal, re, ade, ze and se. Let me give you one example of re. This is the independent position of re, in initial position and medial position, and in the final we have like this. Re is coming in its original shape, and here we have the connector. So sometimes it is difficult to distinguish between dal and re, but if you see, it is almost becomes the horizontal like this, and here it has slope. So re has slope. Then for seen, seen has three positions. Seen is connector, so it has the initial position, connector is here. It has a middle position, it has a connector in the beginning, it has connector in the end, and it has the final position, which is as it is. So C has the connector here in the beginning. So seen, sheen, they are also the connector. So there is another way of writing seen and sheen. Like if I write seen, we can write seen in this way, and if it is sheen, we can put 3 dots here. So in this lesson we have seen different positions which are assumed by alphabets. That's all in this lesson. Thank you very much.